And thanks, Simon, for this question. We will go now to Randy from Al Jazeera. Randy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Please go
Thank
ahead.
you. My question goes to Ms. Kristalina Georgieva of the IMF. I'd like to ask you something more specific on the economic impact in Southeast Asia, because I'm wondering, I mean, based on the IMF's assessment, what has been the economic impact of the pandemic on Indonesia, Southeast Asia's largest economy, like, and what does the government in Jakarta, the capital city, need to do more in order to overcome the issue? Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much for this question. Indonesia, over the last years, has done a lot to build very strong macroeconomic fundamentals and buffers exactly in a case of a crisis. And what is happening today is Indonesia is taking a set of measures that are significant, they're large, and they're well targeted to support the economy to go through this very difficult time. Like many other emerging market economies, Indonesia is experiencing a significant outflow of capital, and that makes it so much more difficult for the country because there is a drop in production, and that is to say, drop in revenues, and at the same time, the needs of supporting the population in this crisis are growing. What we see Indonesia doing very well is to have a coordinated response between the Ministry of Finance and the central bank. So measures that are taken are impactful, they're strong and impactful. We are also fully aware that the issue of dollar liquidity is one that many countries, including Indonesia, needs to wrestle with. And this is where we are very strongly supporting central banks of advanced economies, and especially the Federal Reserve in the United States, to do more of what they have started doing, and it is to offer swap lines to banks in emerging market economies. On our side at the IMF, we have been very much encouraged by Indonesia, among many other countries, to look into whether we can offer more in terms of instruments that are fitting for emerging market economies and address the issue of liquidity. And our board is going to review a proposal in the next days on creating a short-term liquidity line that is exactly targeted to countries with strong fundamentals, strong macroeconomic fundamentals that may be experiencing short-term liquidity constraints.
Thank you very much.
And I actually, if I may add, what is very impressive is to see how much attention Indonesia is paying exactly on this issue of protecting firms, especially SMEs, in this period that would allow then, when the recovery comes, for the country to step up. It's a very well thought through targeted fiscal measure.